Spring around here means no shortage of things that need to be done. Join me today for a bit of cleanup as we prep for the warmer weather ahead. One of the things I love most about the spring season is the shedding of all of the brown, dead material and the ushering in of green, life. Peeling away crispy leaves that have blanketed the ground and protected it through the winter months, revealing flowers that are just beginning to grow. These discoveries are so beautiful. By our walkout door, we have a variety of things. There are iris plants, lilies, daisies, and a few other varieties that I can't name. I'm pretty sure all of them were gifted to me from overflow in my mom's garden that she had kind of weeded out. They were too thick, and they have done so well in this location. But each year I need to make sure that I get to them as soon as possible before the deer sniff them out and use them as a snack. So spraying them lightly with this deer stopper spray seems to keep them away. It smells absolutely awful when it's first applied, but once it dries, it is odorless and also waterproof for up to a month. The retaining wall seems to be where a lot of random seeds decide to take root, and it's kind of like the nursery on our property. They start growing here until we realize that they don't belong, and then we need to move them. So this spring we found a few small ash trees, and we also decided that these two flowering bushes were really just getting way too big for this location. We didn't plant them here, they kind of took root here like everything else, and so we did transplant them to another part on the property, and I'm going to show you some of that process soon in this video. The front yard of the cottage, and really all of the grass here in general, is a constant work in progress. I did some regrading last year and I planted seed near the middle to end of fall. I think it must have been just a little bit too late because barely any of the grass that was planted came back. So here I am at it again, but this time I'm using a mix of seed, soil, and fertilizer that's supposed to be great for tough spots. And by doing this, I'm also committing to coming out here every day and watering a bit if it doesn't rain. Spring in Minnesota is a little tricky in that regard. We could have a large amount of rainfall or none at all. And honestly, snow isn't even out of the question either, though it is getting less and less likely with each passing day. Okay, the transplanting. This bush by our front porch was the main thing that had to get moved. It was literally taking over this small area. When I purchased it, I did not realize it was going to grow to be such a monster. I was expecting it to grow taller, but instead it just spread out like a giant spider. I needed Craig to help me with it because the roots were very, very stubborn. And then he also helped me find new locations and dig holes for those tiny ash tree saplings and the bushes. And it's fun to think that in about 20 years or so, they will be full grown and providing some very nice shade. If you have ever wondered what hats, gloves, coats, and snow pants for a family of 7 looks like, here you go. The next order of business for the spring cleanup was to get all of these things washed and stored away. And to me, this is like the official goodbye to winter. I'm able to fit all of the gear into 3 plastic totes by rolling them up, putting them into smaller plastic bags and pushing the air out, and then putting them into those totes, which we keep on shelves in our garage. And that reminds me that I still haven't done a video on our garage remodel, which isn't quite finished yet, but it's very, very close. So that video is definitely on my list of things to film this summer, and you will see it here as soon as I do. While the bulk of all of this is pretty annoying and it takes up quite a bit of space to store, I have to say that when it's 20 degrees below zero and there's the wind whipping in our faces, we are extra grateful to have all of these layers. I was awake early this morning to pick up the flowers and plants from our church's sale. When we made the order in February, it seemed that warm weather was so far away, but with all of the busyness of life, time really did fly by, and now we're just a few weeks away from getting these into the ground. Part of this order is for my sister and part of it's for my mother-in-law, but I'm really excited to get to planting. Spring, I've found, is the best time to freshen up the windows in the cottage, pull out the screens, give the frames a good wipe down. We have interior screens, which is really convenient for cleaning, and it also has been nice because we've had some confused birds here over the past couple of weeks who just keep trying to fly into the windows. If our screens were on the outside, I have no doubt that a few of them would have been ripped. And if you're thinking, well, maybe your windows are just too clean and that's why the birds are confused. No, that's not it. Just take a look at all of the cottonwood tree fluff that I'm able to vacuum off. So disgusting. Honestly, I think that this time of year is just disorienting for them. Has anyone else had experience with this? Let me know in the comments. Do you have birds flying into, hitting your windows in the springtime? This little seating area needed a little extra love also. In years past, we have put all the chairs and the rug into the garage to ride out the winter, but we didn't this time. I'm not really sure why. I think maybe we just forgot and suddenly it was snowing and we sort of just went with it. I can't tell yet if I regret that decision or not. It was nice to have the extra space in the garage during the winter, but everything got more dirty sitting outside. The chairs especially were covered in a thick layer of dust and grime, and as you can see, they are probably in need of a fresh coat of paint, but that's a job for another day. The porch gets a lot of use in the warmer months as it is our main spot to sit outdoors. Eventually we do want to build a nice deck in our backyard, but we're not there yet. So it feels great to have this area all cleaned up. It looks much more inviting. And I think it's crazy to compare the trees from the first clips in this video to now, just a couple of weeks later. The leaves are starting to uncurl and everything is looking much more green, which makes me so happy. And finally, the last part of the spring cleanup was to get my hands dirty by planting a few of those flowers. This will add some color and a little more life. Before I know it, I will be spending hours upon hours in the garden and reaping those rewards as well. I hope that you're having a wonderful springtime so far. Maybe you've already tackled some of the chores that I showed you today, or maybe this video will serve as a reminder for you of some of the things that you want to work on. Either way, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope that you'll stop back again really soon.